What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Honestly, I wasn't going to record anything today because I'm just trying to put in the work. Now, if you guys haven't seen the last video, we dyno tuned the wagon and it is back. It is back. This car was on K-Tuner and it was on a base map where every time I drove it around the block, it would jolt all crazy, right? Because there's a lot of sensors in the base map that it is calling for that I didn't have in the engine, but we finally got it tuned on the K-Pro V4 and the car made really good, decent power on a conservative tune, and the drivability is freaking awesome. The biggest main thing that I'm waiting for right now is all my registration to show up so we can legally drive it on the road and get it ready to drive to SoCal. I have been working on the car a little bit here and there, and I decided to pick up the camera to kind of take you guys along. Realistically, I'm not giving you guys any context to what I'm doing. Just watch it and you guys will know what it is that I'm doing. So I just want to give you guys a quick little update, a little gist, and I'm just going to get right to it. So the wagon's on jack stands, and I've been debating on either trying to repair this fender right here for the time being because of our time constraint, because we got to be leaving to SoCal here soon, or I can put this fender on right here, which I went to go pick up at the storage unit, which has a dent right there, a dent right there, a dent right there. Not a big issue to repair. The problem is it's the weekend and the paint shop is closed, and I won't get paint for another 2 days. And I do have a little bit of paint if I wanted to blend this fender, right? Because the color that we painted the bay is pretty close to the color of the car itself, right? You can't really tell the difference. And I do have a little bit to blend if I did body work on just the damaged baconed out fender right here. The other thing that I did too was I did sand down my wing and everything as far as the fiberglass work goes, and I was test fitting it, and I guess, I don't know, I somehow moved it around and it sits flush, but this side kind of comes off the glass like, I don't know, almost half an inch, and I kind of don't like it. So I'm gonna figure out if I can somehow manipulate it back before I do the body work. But all of the fiberglass that we laid on has been sanded off, so really it's ready for body filler, but I'm not really liking that gap that I'm having on this side. So with that being said, let's get to work. All right, guys, so everything has been on the laps just because we're trying to get stuff done. I'm very happy that I did not do this last night because I was very eager to do it, and I waited till the next day. So we just laid down 2 coats of base coat of whatever leftover I have in the can, and honestly 2 coats, and I still have like a quarter of this, so I might just finish it off and throw like a 3rd layer or whatever, just use it until it's gone. And it's looking good. Honestly, I think my spray gun is still kind of clogged because it's spitting a little weird, but regardless, it's kind of uniform. It's kind of uniform. Hopefully we'll blend it a little bit more when we spray the rest of it. So anyways, my buddy Chewy's here, and he's the one with the Turbo Integra, and we tuned this car. Okay, I don't know if you guys saw the video. The video hasn't even dropped at this point right now. So real quick, I probably already know the comments are going to go stupid, but this car was tuned on E85, and we were trying to send it to the moon. So the issue was we had brought a Honda 4-bar map sensor, and as soon as we threw it onto the car, it was reading crazy positive manifold pressure, and the sensor just turned out to be faulty because we put it on my car. It was doing the same thing. Brand spanking new from JHP USA, and now they're giving us the runaround on trying to replace the the messed up one, right? So we were supposed to turn it up, which is why we were on E85. We were trying to do 14-15 pounds and really trying to cross over to 300, but unfortunately the map sensor wasn't working. So we have the stock map on it. It was tuned on 10 pounds. It was only making 240, and you know, it is what it is. Guys said just get another map sensor, we can put it back on the dyno and turn it up then. For right now, 240 is still fun on the street. How you liking it?
Not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad because this dude drove it in the middle of the night, stupid cold, and it made like 1 or 2 more pounds of boost, which hits the boost cut because it was on 10 pound and the map sensor was only at like 10.2, the most you can go. So it hit boost cut, and yeah, you guys drove it yesterday and it drove great.
Yeah, it drove fine.
Yeah, it drove fine. So what Guy ended up doing was he removed the PVC hose off the manifold to the valve cover, right? Because you don't want to bleed boost going in from the turbo, right? You don't want to bleed boost through here into here and create crankcase pressure, right? So he blocked it off there, which we're going to change out right now so it looks more cleaner. And because there's no valve setup, there is crankcase pressure anyways. So what we're doing right now is we're going to swap the valve cover out to a valve cover that I have with bungs on it for a non-VTEC, and you have a catch can lines and everything. Yeah, so he's going to be installing it right now while I continue with the paint on my car. The reason for that is because when you don't have crankcase relief, the pressure, it's going to try to find the easiest way to come out of the engine. Pop seals, cam seals, whatever. In this case, it ended up popping the dipstick out of the block, which you can see this motor was clean and now it's like all oiled up. So on high RPM pulls, it would bleed out a little bit right there. So we're just gonna put a catch can setup. Hopefully it'll help contain the crankcase pressure, and we're probably gonna clean all that up as well too and make sure that we knock it straight back in and hopefully don't have any more issues with that. So you better get your ass to work. I told him to get this valve cover powder coated, and he was like, nah, we're just gonna put it on just like that. So I guess he's just gonna rock this fugly looking thing right here, but at least it got 2-10 bungs on it. So this guy said he has a gasket on the way, right? It shows up in 2 days, right? And I was like, all right, well, take this one off so we can clean it up and transfer it over to that one until the new one shows up. And this guy stands here like he's fishing and he's pulling on the freaking gasket, and what does he do? He snaps it. Are you kidding me? But he has friends like me who are hoarders, and this guy goes, what did you say? Oh, your valve cover doesn't come with gaskets? What is this, an auto parts store? So shout out to the homie Brian, because he gave me this box full of stuff and I completely forgot about it. I went through all of these bags right here and I was like, well, I do got a bunch of gaskets, I just don't know what they belong to, right? And sure enough, well, I have a Felpro non-VTEC gasket that is perfectly snugged in here. If you guys know, Felpro gaskets don't always sit snug, and every time you put the valve cover over to put it in, it always tends to just kind of like droop out. So this right here is nice and perfect, and we're not gonna drench the freaking gasket like whoever the last owner of this one did. Look, why would you put this much gasket maker? It looks like they did it twice. You can see the white, the gray, and then you can see the black on here. Like, they reuse this thing over and over. But clean this up. We're gonna reuse this because I don't have any extras, or maybe I do. I don't know. Oh, look at that. Is that K series or is that, what is this? What are these? I mean, they look like non-VTEX. They're zip tied. I don't remember doing that. All right, moment of truth. I don't know what this one is. This is a cam seal. Moment of truth. Oh, hey, that new one that's coming in, that's coming back over here. You heard? Yeah. Look at that, new gaskets. Yes, sir. All right, now you're supposed to only use R2V on some points of the cylinder head in the gasket, not the whole thing. This applies for oil pan gasket too, for all those that drench the shit out of your oil pan gaskets. Honda Bond. Okay, so I switched my gun to the Harbor Freight one, right? I've only used this twice now, the bay of the blue sedan and the bay of my wagon. And this I don't know, it's just not spinning correctly. I've had this gun for over like 12 years or something like that, and I switched it over to this gun, and dude, it sprays so much more evenly. So I just did a third layer, and look how much more uniform the paint laid, opposed to, I don't know if I've shown you guys with the other gun, but it was like patchy. So with that, I literally did full fan spread, and I did like a quick 50% lay over, like 3 passes, and there's still hella paint in there, and look how freaking uniform it is, dude. Oh my goodness. I'm stoked. I don't know if I want to put the rest of the layer into the fender, because we already got 3 coats and it's very uniform, and use the paint to paint the filler, because I did post up a little poll about painting the filler of the wagon bumper the same color as the car, gray, or leave it black. And the vote was to paint match it. It was the highest vote. It's like 400 versus like 300 votes to leave it black. And I might paint it just to paint it, because I have 2. I have one that's on the bumper and I have one that's up there. So I might pop this one off, prep it, and paint it with the rest of that paint that I have in the cup. I'm gonna do one more layer. I'm gonna do 4. Hey, I need your permission. Can I drill into your wheel tub?
I don't know, dude. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. Well, this car does not have a tucked bay whatsoever, and there's really not that much spot we can put this style catch can, because it's got this giant fitting on the bottom. I would like to stand it upright, but it just sticks it up a little too tall. So we're gonna have to JDM tilt it. And somebody had already drilled a bunch of holes right here, so I'm just gonna drill it out, put a riv nut, secure it down with a 10 mil. That should be plenty. And they're building the lines right now, so let's drill it out. And this is not gonna touch the wheel because it's behind the fender lining, and the wheel doesn't come close to the fender lining, so we shouldn't have any issues. Just like that.
I only had that picture no more because my Instagram got fucking deleted.
You guys always wonder, like, oh, why does Static never reply, or he doesn't open DMs or whatever. That's my buddy. I opened his message yesterday, and what did I do?
Fucking block me?
Yeah, I blocked him right away. Don't be spamming me. You guys be spamming me a lot. I do see them, and I just don't sit here to sit and spam around like that. So anyways, I give me a 10 mil.
You're so nice. Is that what you're used to?
So the paint has been drying for like 15 minutes now, 4 coats. We just finished the line and the catch can on the Integra, and I'm not sure why that's popping up right there.
Oh my, I didn't tighten it.
Oh yeah. Oh.
My bad.
Yeah. So it's a little Phillips. But anyways, lines are done, and like you guys, I told you before, I'm not crazy OCD. I did mark this line a little too long so you can kind of see the kink. But I mean, if you take a quick glance at it, you can't really tell. but he has a catch can breather setup now. So hopefully this engine can breathe a little bit better and stop popping off that little old dipstick tube right there. Honestly, I have enough clear in the gun to do one more layer, but it's looking good. And I know me, every time I push for that one last one, just cause I'm gonna mess it up. So I think I'm just gonna let that clear go to waste. The clear coat on the fender looks really good now after the third coat. I did 3 coats on it. Check it out. Check it out. I'm putting it up real close for you guys to see. Nothing hidden here. I do have dirt, debris. I do have lint because I am really close to the fender when I'm like walking between. So I do have a lint. I mean, is it really a paint job on the driveway if I don't have a beard or a lint in the paint? But dude, check it out. It does have a little bit of orange peel, just the slightest, because of I had the pressure super low, so it was just spitting, and then I let it get tacked up, and then I went back with the second, third, and I mean, it looks good. A light cut and polish will make it nice and shiny, but honestly, this is already shinier than the rest of the car, so I'm not really pushing to cut and polish it, or at least not right now, you know, because the show's coming up. I'm supposed to be headed down to SoCal. I don't care that it has a little peel to it. When I come back, we can take care of it, but dude, for a quick little fender job, the bacon that we had on it before, I defined that line a little bit, all that welding we did. It's not perfect, but dude, way better than the bacon. I mean, we love bacon, just not this bacon. So the fender, I'm gonna go ahead and just let it dry throughout the rest of the night, and I'm gonna clean up all my stuff right now. I wanted to paint the filler, like I mentioned probably twice now. Problem is, I realized I don't have enough gray paint. Like, I dumped it out of the cup to put it in here because I used the gun for the clear coat, and barely anything came out of it. So I'm not gonna deal with painting the other one. And I think what I'm going to do for the rest of the day, as much as I want to work on the wing right now, I think I'm gonna pull the bumper out, scuff the entire top section of the bumper and the filler, and tape it up for a quick black refresh. And I think that's all I'm gonna do for the rest of today and the rest of this video. So let's clean it real quick and get started on the bumper. Oh, they're on a hot pursuit right now. Ooh. Coming in hot. Got the chopper out. Got my guard kitties here. The other night, they were on a hot pursuit, and I remember this truck too. He had a trailer attached to it, and he was running from the main street, and he hopped the curb over there and plowed through the entire creek with the trailer. And the cop, they stopped on Main Street over there, and they're like, this guy just did what he did, and the cop didn't hop the curb. But they came down the block, and they were trying to see if there's like a way through, but there's not, and the guy got away. You can't miss the truck. I know exactly what truck it is too, but not entirely sure what's going on right here. I just opened up the gate for the police department, and there's like at least 10 cop cars in there now. It's got to be serious, because they're on the manhunt now. And then here comes the tow truck because the car that ran, apparently what had happened was running from the cop. There's a lot of terrain in the creek, and he busted something. The car started smoking. Pretty sure he's arrested. Would be funny if that's my buddy Chewy, but I doubt it. So that's what they told me. It was a pursuit, ended bad for him, and yeah. Okay, so update on the front bumper. I spent a cool minute during that whole fiasco prepping the top surface of my bumper, and once I had sanded down all of the trim black and got it back to the gray, because this whole entire bumper was painted one color before doing a trim back in 2014, there was a bunch of cracks underneath the black, and I know exactly why. When I first assembled this car after it got painted, I had it parked right here on the driveway facing outward, and my cousin has that red Land Cruiser with the giant bull bar on it. She thought it was a cool idea to park on the driveway, not knowing how far the nose of the car stuck out, and she rammed into the front of my car, which then caved in my bumper. You can't really tell, but right here it's caved in because she hit it dead on, and that's where all the cracks came from. And because I was getting ready for a show that same week, I didn't even bother like sanding. I just scuffed it, painted it, and now that I'm addressing it once again, there was a ton of paint cracks. So I did a lot of sanding down to the white, because the bumper used to be white, and I did some filler work right here on the top side, got rid of a lot of those cracks, and just kind of did it over and over again until I was somewhat satisfied. It's not the most perfect, but I will say the amount of time that I spent on it is definitely better than what it was. Same thing with the fender. So right now I'm just gonna mask it up, and we're gonna shoot it with some product trim black. I do have some left over from when I did the sedan about a year ago, and this thing was spraying all kind of weird, so I just kind of thinned it out a little bit with the reducer, and it sprayed out really nicely. Now when it was spraying kind of weird, it left like a rhino texture on the filler piece that I've already painted. You guys probably can't see the texture, but you can kind of see a little bit right there. Once I got it to spray out nice and clean, it leveled it out, so I'm not really tripping about it. So let's get this done. All right, guys, we did like 4 freaking layers on the top of the bumper, nice and uniform. Now when I did spray it, it was spitting again, and you guys can kind of see it on the floor right here, right? But anyways, I thinned it out a little bit more, started spraying through, and hopefully when I do trim black again, I'll buy a new can, because all these paints in the can do have a shelf life. But regardless, we got it nice and flat, and I'm loving it. So hopefully this will blend in with the little textured filler, and I'm gonna let this dry until tomorrow. As much as I wanted to put this bumper back together and throw it on the car, I'm not really in a rush to do that, because I know that if I rush, my clumsiness is probably gonna scratch something up. So fender, I'm gonna let it sit overnight. I'm leaving all of the, the masking still on here. You guys saw in the daytime, looks really good. I'll give you guys a look right here in the shade, looking good. I did notice that the fender is just slightly lighter than the rest of the car, but it is what it is. I'll take a light fender over the bacon any day. And if you guys remember, I had the half cut fenders for a couple of years, and that was like 2 times lighter. My car looked like 50 shades of gray. But I got rid of those fenders, and I went back to the factory ones, which also has a side marker. So I'll take this over what it was. But as far as the video goes, it's like 10:30 right now. We are gonna wrap it up right here. I hope you guys enjoyed the progress update on the Civic Wagon. I'm sorry to leave you guys off on the filler. Tomorrow we're probably gonna button it up a little bit more. I did get the fitting from Amazon, which is right here, and the other one's over there. 2 fittings to put my new valve cover on and build the new line. Here's the new valve cover all wrapped up. And again, if you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you guys want to stick around for more progress update on the wagon, because we're counting down for our trip down to SoCal. So we're on the crunch to button this car up. If you guys want to see some more progress update, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.